Toastmasters and honored guests. Thank you for being here. This morning, if you were an Herbalife employee and you watched our town hall, you saw Michael Johnson say at the very end, get a mentor and be a mentor. And I thought, how appropriate. I am doing a speech on mentoring today as part of my motivational strategies pathway. When thinking about this project on mentors and proteges, a few quintessential duos come to mind. Yoda and Skywalker. Do or do not, there is no try. And also of Kung Fu fame, Kane and Blind Master Po. Anybody? Am I just that old? Of the young grasshopper fame? Anyone? That started there. So those come to mind, and I think about those relationships, and then I think about how they translate into Toastmasters. And the mentor-protege relationship in Toastmasters is essential for the development of new members, of helping navigate those pathways of all the internal struggles that people come to Toastmasters to begin with. Fear of being seen, fear of speaking in public, fear of even being seen as a leader. Who am I to lead? Who am I to speak as an expert on something? Those are all very internal sort of battles that we go through. How can I be a vice president of education? I am the worst person to get on my computer and make adjustments on people's pathways. That's not true, but that's how I feel. Or who am I to become the president and lead all of these people? And those become very internal sort of things that we battle with. And a mentor's role is to help a protege navigate through those things. It brings to mind an anonymous quote that I love. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that really isn't you, so that you can become who you were meant to be in the first place. It's one of my favorite quotes. I wish I knew who said it. Completely anonymous. When I was working on this project, it talks about the things that I'm supposed to talk to you about, what it means to me as a protege, how I've been as a protege to a mentor in Toastmasters. And to be honest, I have not had an official mentor since I've been in Toastmasters, although I've had a lot of people help me along the way. And that's what I love about this meeting in particular and Toastmasters in general, that there are people who are always willing to help you, to lead you down the path. And so I'm grateful for that. But I haven't had an official mentor. But what they talk about when we're working on this project is that it identifies major areas of a protege-mentor relationship. You learn new ideas. Okay? You see varying perspectives. Right? You find new ways of approaching people and topics and situations, learning these new ways of thinking to create new opportunities for self-awareness and insight. And that's can be pretty heavy. And when I think about those very specific things that were in this project, I think about my opportunity to travel and how being a part of this world has been my greatest mentorship opportunity. And I know I talk about this a lot. I had the opportunity to travel for about a year. I quit my job, I sold everything in my life, and my husband and I took off. And that's one of those times where you literally are just kind of have to figure it out. You have to figure out how to navigate this world of those insecurities, of feeling scared, of nervous, of what's on the other side. Who am I to go off and explore the world, to go to another country and try to learn how to deal with new situations, understand varying perspectives, new perspectives, deal with new people, deal with uncomfortable situations. Isn't that what we deal with here in Toastmasters? When it's so uncomfortable to be up here, to be a timer, to be a guest, that's uncomfortable. And that's sort of what we deal with here in Toastmasters. And I wish I could give you every single opportunity that my travels help me to become, better at this, help me in my mentoring, but it's sort of a long process of changing all those internal ideas, those thoughts about ourselves as human beings. That's the stuff that changes, that adjusts over time, and suddenly we find ourselves up here, or in work, or in family, or in life, in church, feeling confident, feeling like, hey, I can be president, I can be VPE, I can be the timer, I can give speeches. And so for me, being part of this world, having traveled, helped me to just become more confident in myself. And I think that any mentor-protege relationship will do that. They can teach you skills, they can teach you tactics, they can tell you what speeches to write, they can tell you what the next thing to do about it, next thing to do. But that's not really what it's about. It's really about growing you as a human, growing your confidence level, feeling like you deserve to be here, and that you are worthy and valuable as a Toastmaster member of this club. And with that, I would like to challenge you to think about places in your life, in your world, that has served as a mentor opportunity for you, where you were a protege to something in your world that elevated you, that brought you up, that changed your internal workings so that you could better be here to be seen. All right, with that, the very last quote, one of my very favorite ones: bless his heart, may he rest in peace. Travel isn't always pretty. It isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it hurts even when it breaks your heart, but that's okay. The journey changes you. It should change you. It leaves marks on your memory and on your consciousness, on your heart and on your body. You take something with you, and hopefully you leave something good behind. Anthony Bourdain. Toastmaster?